Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to everybody who has joined in today evening. It's yet another athletics event, and the bridge and us, we are here to get you all the latest news and all the latest updates from the Silesia Diamond League, which is happening in Poland right now. And as you all know, Avinash Sable is participating in today's event, and he just finished his race. Before we discuss his timing and his effort at the Silesia Diamond League, let me just welcome my colleague Akhilesh. Thank you for coming on board.
Hi, hi. Good to be here and discuss athletics. This time, I think, there was some expectation from Avinash to sort of challenge because if you saw in the Paris Olympics, he was sort of setting the tone early on, but today we didn't get to see that, which probably suggests that he was not going at his complete complete best per se. So yeah, it's a little underwhelming.
Yeah, so for those who are joining in right now, Avinash Sable finished with a timing of 8 minutes, 29 seconds, and 96 milliseconds in the 3000 meter men's steeplechase event at the Silesia Diamond League. For more context, this is his slowest timing in an international event since the 2022 Athletics World Championships final. So, a pretty underwhelming effort, to be honest. But there are multiple factors to what transpired today, I think, because you cannot discount the fact that just 2 weeks after the Paris Olympics and the pressure of the Paris Olympics, it's obviously pretty difficult to get yourself motivated to that extent, if I may say so. Of course, these are elite athletes and they don't need extra motivation. But I still feel that just 2 weeks after the Paris Olympics, that probably that was playing in his mind a little bit. But then again, the counter argument to that could be that El Bakkali, who once again finished with a season best attempt and clinched the first position, he was there. He won gold at the Olympics as well. So I guess that is not. Uh, some people would say that cannot be used as an excuse. What do you think about it, Akhilesh?
Yeah, definitely. I think the sort of effort he put in Paris would be higher than what he put now, and the it's a very similarly challenging set of athletes participating in the Diamond League as it was in the Paris Olympics. So all the big names, El Bakkali, you saw even Rooks from the USA who won silver, the bronze medalist Abraham Kibiwot, and Amos Sirem, who is the fastest of the year, and also like the entire field is with the same caliber of athletes. So like challenging with them would take a lot out of you. So when you do that in Paris, where Avinash was pretty impressive, much better than this, I'd say. It takes a lot of sting out of you, and like trying to challenge these world-renowned athletes week in week out. Unfortunately, Avinash is improving every year, but he's still not there yet. So, like when while you can challenge them on one day where it matters the most in the Paris Olympics, it doesn't. I don't think it's going to be so easy to do that multiple times, and probably that's why I think Sting came out of Avinash, and I guess the entire team would also be expecting to just get another international event out of the way to just keep going in the rhythm, so that you feel more confident as it goes. It's still like participating in such a high level event with world stars around you is still a very valuable experience as well. So I think that was the strategic call to go ahead with participating in this, and could have been a little better, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was a little surprising because in the Paris Olympics as well, I remember during the qualification race, his strategy was very clear. He kept himself in the middle of the pack and just looked for that one opportunity to accelerate towards the end. And eventually, he finished in place for the final to qualify for the final, right? And even in the final, he started off pretty well and then tailed off a little bit. But today, it didn't seem like he was in his elements, so to speak. I don't know what the reason for that might be, but he was throughout the race he was around the 12th to 13th position mark, and it never really improved. So Weber has a comment for us which summarizes that as well. He says that average finish for Avinash, yeah, agreed. 14th finish with almost a timing of 8:30. That is true, Weber. He also says that it seemed like he was not fully ready for today's race. The Paris fatigue still there with him. Yeah, Vaibhav, if you have been listening to us, we've been discussing about that itself. But yeah, let's move away from Sable's slightly underwhelming performance and look at the results of the race in its full glory. So, like we mentioned, Soufiane El Bakkali finished in the first position. He finished with a timing of 8 minutes 4 seconds and 29 milliseconds, which is also a season best for the Olympic gold medalist. In the second position, it was a slightly surprising name, Amos Cheese, the Kenyan steeplechaser, who has a terrific record as well. So, what can you tell us about him, Akhilesh? A little bit about him, maybe. Just for context, he
I mean,
finished eighth in the Paris Olympics recently. Yeah, take it away.
yes. So Amos started this year on a on a high, and he was looking at like he was the fastest uh, in the 3,000 meter steeplechase when it came to the start of the Paris Olympics. So all eyes were on him, and I think in one of the heats he was the one who was granted a qualification to the final because he was pushed out of the track and he had to go back, and he finished seventh or something, but he was granted a direct qualification to the final. And in the final, he would not have been happy with his performance in the final, finishing eighth, because expectations were relying on him to finish much higher, being the like having the best season best of the year. So I think it's sort of like a bittersweet moment for him, trying to come back and competing with the same pack where you have the other medalists and sort of beating them, except Al Bakkali, and he almost beat Al Bakkali as well. So it would be a bittersweet moment for Amos. I think he'd feel much more confident, and I think the road to the next 4 years starts here, right? So I think for Amos, I think it would be looking at getting a medal in LA, and whatever you need to do, whatever performances you need to keep your levels up until then. So I think it's a good start for that cycle for him.
Yeah, perfectly said. I think, like you said, the preparation for the next Olympics begins right after the previous Olympics ends, right? And if this is an indication for things to come, the 22-year-old Kenyan has laid down a marker for the others in the pack. And this is kind of this could turn out to be the emergence of a new star, so to speak. I have something very interesting that I found about Amos. His brother Edmund Serem is also an athlete, a track and field athlete, and he is a silver medalist at the 2024 African Championships in the same event, in the 3,000-meter steeplechase event. And the brothers competed in the same team at the 2024 African Games, where Amos earned a silver medal and Edmund finished sixth. So it runs in their genes apparently. So nice to see a new face in such a competitive event like the 3,000-meter steeplechase. And there's the El Bakkali dominance is kind of getting a little boring now. We need new names to challenge him as well, right?
He's not been running much either. So this is what his third race of the year.
Yeah,
He practiced to Paris, went ran Paris, won gold, and he's come here to just. I mean, for some, you could argue that some gold medalists could just go on like a holiday after winning the Paris gold medal. But I think Armand Duplantis has gone on a holiday. But there are some like El Bakkali, like Tentoglu, who just don't want that break. They want to continue performing at the high level, and that says their like level of competitiveness. I think El Bakkali preserved himself a lot throughout the year for that Paris games, and he's now continuing doing what he loves, what he does best in the other events as well. So I think it's good to see such a highly regarded champion, the double-time Olympic gold medalist, to continue over here. And yeah, it does get a little boring. Hopefully, the others in the pack sort of find a way to beat him when he is there in the race. I think Amos does seem like the one who could eventually sort of take that spot of beating El Bakkali, but doesn't seem to be happening at the moment.
yeah, yeah. For those who have joined in a little late, just to give you a little bit of context again. So Avinash Sable, who finished 11th at the Paris Olympics, has finished 14th tonight at the Silesia Diamond League with a slightly underwhelming timing of 8 minutes 29 seconds and 96 milliseconds. which is quite a bit far off from his personal best and the national record, as well as the timing that he finished Tokyo with. So yeah, that is the main highlight for the day. But speaking about the other two medalists, like we have already mentioned, El Bakkali has won tonight as well, and he was the gold medalist in Paris. Speaking about the silver and bronze medalists from the Paris Olympics, Abraham Kibiwot, who won bronze in Paris, has finished fourth tonight, behind El Bakkali, Amos Cheese, and Samuel Fireyu. Samuel Fireyu, the Ethiopian, has recorded a personal best as well, a personal best of 8 minutes, 4 seconds, and 34 milliseconds. But another surprise, which Akhilesh has already mentioned, is that Kenneth Rooks, who surprised everybody with the silver medal at the Paris Olympics, recorded just about a timing of 8 minutes and 35 seconds, and he has finished 17th, sorry, 16th. So that is a bit of a surprise considering his recent form. But yeah, then again, it tells you the story that coming off of a big event like the Paris Olympics, it takes a little bit of time for athletes to get going again after coming back from an event like that. So yeah, that is pretty
Yeah, like
much
I said,
it. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Akhilesh.
just wrapping up with a point. Like I said, for some athletes, it's just a routine going out there and just performing. For some athletes, it's like what they've sort of worked for, like so hard that it's probably they give out their best for the Olympics, and then maybe some of the thing goes up, goes out back after that. So I think that is seen in some of the athletes, because we do see some high level athletes with like high personal bests dropping back, and then some of the others sort of pushing up, like Daniel Ars, also from the Spaniard, who's gone up and sort of beaten athletes who has not beaten before, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's sort of yeah, that's the way things go sometimes in athletics, especially long distance running.
Yeah, and coming back to Avinash Sable, we have been waiting for an encore performance following his Paris Diamond League performance. Actually, that is where he set his personal best and the latest national record, which was of 8 minutes, 9 seconds, and 91 milliseconds. Everybody was expecting a lot from him at the Paris Olympics. We were thinking that the trajectory he was on, it was the perfect time to go into a competition like the Olympics, because he was just coming off the back of that personal best recording performance. And yeah, like we mentioned, it was a little bit underwhelming in Paris, and tonight as well, it has been a little bit underwhelming. But yeah, we move upwards and onwards. There's a lot more to come from him, we are sure. And yeah, the first male athlete to qualify for the finals of the men's steeplechase event in the Olympics. We cannot just say that he's done and dusted. We're sure he'll be back in form very soon, and there are many more
He
events
gets
coming in
better
the
every year.
season ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Over the last five
uh,
six years, he's been getting better every year. So I hopefully he just does come back with a better score in the near future when he's participating in the next event.
Yeah, and the good thing about Avinash Sable is every time you see him, you hear him after his performances, you feel like he's somebody who puts in his all into his performances. So even though today's performance is slightly bothersome, but I'm pretty sure he'll be coming back to his best really soon. Yeah, that is pretty much from our end. Just to reiterate the final score of the steeplechase event, the results of the steeplechase event tonight. Avinash Sable has finished 14th, and Soufiane El Bakkali, as usual, has finished in the first position, clinching yet another Diamond League title. And yeah, that is a wrap from our end. Keep following the bridge. Keep track of all the sporting news and updates on our website, thebridge.in, as well as across our social media platforms on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on WhatsApp as well. All the links are there in the description. You can go ahead and check them out. And please do drop us a follow in the social media platforms, as well as visit our website for all the articles on recent sporting events. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll be back with the next live event very soon, and we hope to see all of you join in and have a chat with us in the comment section as well. Till then, goodbye and good night. Thank you.
Thank you.